Have you ever pondered the significance of marriage in a Christian's life? It's a question that invites us to delve into the rich, profound depths of Christian teachings and beliefs. The beauty of marriage, in the Christian context, lies in its divine origin. It is a sacred institution, ordained by God and celebrated by His people. From the first book of the Bible, Genesis, we learn that God saw it was not good for man to be alone, and so He created a companion for him. Thus, marriage was born out of love, companionship, and divine purpose. This divine purpose is further highlighted in the New Testament, where marriage is described as a means of grace. It is an avenue through which God's love, mercy, and forgiveness are made manifest. In the marital bond, both partners are called to love and forgive each other as Christ loves and forgives us. But there's more to this divine institution. The Christian understanding of marriage transcends the earthly union of two individuals. It serves as a profound reflection of the relationship between Christ and His church. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Ephesians, draws a parallel between a husband's love for his wife and Christ's love for His church. Just as Christ gave Himself up for His church, so too are husbands called to love their wives sacrificially. Marriage in Christian life, therefore, is not a contract, but a covenant. It's a solemn vow made before God, underpinning a lifelong commitment of love, respect, and faithfulness. It's about two individuals coming together to form one unified body, mirroring the unity of Christ with His church. So the next time you reflect on the importance of marriage, remember this. A Christian marriage is not just about the union of two people, it's about a covenant made before God. It's about reflecting Christ's love for His church. It's about grace, commitment, and divine purpose. Remember, a Christian marriage is not just about two people, it is about a covenant made before God. What are the key elements that strengthen a Christian marriage? A question that has undoubtedly crossed the minds of many. Today, we delve into the pillars that uphold a healthy Christian marriage: love, respect, commitment, forgiveness, and patience. Let's start with love, the cornerstone of any relationship. In a Christian marriage, love is not just a feeling but a choice, a commitment to care for and cherish your partner, as Christ loves the church. It's about putting your spouse's needs above your own in both the easy and challenging times. Respect, the second pillar, goes hand in hand with love. It's about valuing your spouse for who they are, acknowledging their worth, and treating them with kindness and dignity. It's about listening to their thoughts and feelings without judgment, and appreciating their unique contributions to the marriage. Commitment, the third pillar, is the glue that holds a marriage together. It's about staying true to your vows, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health. It's about choosing to love and respect your partner every day, even when the going gets tough. Next, we have forgiveness, a pillar that is often challenging but vital. In a Christian marriage, forgiveness is about letting go of resentment and hurt, choosing to love instead of holding grudges. It's about remembering that we all make mistakes and need grace, just as Christ forgave us. Lastly, we have patience. Patience in a marriage is about understanding that growth and change take time. It's about giving your spouse the space to grow and learn, without rushing them or holding unrealistic expectations. These 5 pillars, love, respect, commitment, forgiveness, and patience, are the bedrock of a healthy Christian marriage. They are values that must be nurtured, practiced, and lived out daily, in order to maintain a strong and fulfilling relationship. Incorporating these values into your marriage will not only make it stronger, but also more fulfilling. As we journey together in marriage, let us strive to uphold these pillars, for a marriage built on these principles is indeed a marriage that thrives. How can you foster growth in your marriage? This is a question that many couples ponder on, and today we'll dive into some practical steps that can help you nurture your relationship. Let's start with regular communication. It's the lifeblood of any relationship, and your marriage is no exception. Make it a point to have meaningful conversations with your spouse. Talk about your day, your dreams, your fears, and your hopes. Be open and honest, but also be a good listener. Remember, communication is not just about speaking, but also about listening. Moving on, let's talk about spending quality time together. In the hustle and bustle of life, it's easy to let this slip through the cracks, but it's essential to make time for each other. Whether it's a simple dinner at home, a walk in the park, or a movie night, these moments can create lasting memories and strengthen your bond. Next up is praying together. As Christians, we believe in the power of prayer. Praying together as a couple not only brings you closer to God, but it also brings you closer to each other. It's a profound and intimate experience that can deepen your connection and help you weather life's storms together. Now let's discuss the importance of showing appreciation for each other. It's easy to take our loved ones for granted, especially when we're with them day in and day out. But a little bit of appreciation can go a long way. Tell your spouse what you love about them. Express gratitude for the things they do. A kind word, a small gesture, a simple thank you. These can make a world of difference. Last but certainly not least, seek God's guidance in all matters. As Christians, we believe that God is the ultimate guide and counselor. In every decision, in every challenge, in every joy and sorrow, seek His wisdom and guidance. Let Him be the cornerstone of your marriage and trust in His plans for you. These are just a few practical tips to help you foster growth in your marriage. But remember, every relationship is unique. What works for one couple might not work for another. So, feel free to tailor these tips to suit your personal needs and circumstances. And most importantly, don't forget that growth is not a one-time event. It's a continuous journey that requires effort, patience, and perseverance. It's about making small, consistent changes over time. It's about learning, adapting, and growing together as a couple. And above all, remember that growth is not just about you or your spouse. It's about your relationship with God, and it's about becoming the best versions of yourselves for each other and for Him. Remember, growth is a process, and it requires effort, patience, and God's grace. So keep nurturing your relationship, keep growing together, and keep seeking God's guidance in all that you do. How do you navigate through the challenges that arise in marriage? It's no secret that marriage isn't always a smooth sail. Storms do come, rocking the boat with challenges such as communication breakdowns, conflicts, and external pressures. These are common struggles, but they don't have to become the undertow that pulls your relationship under. Communication breakdown, for instance, is often a significant challenge. It's like a radio signal that gets lost in static, making it hard for both parties to understand each other. But don't let the static overwhelm you. Instead, tune into each other's frequencies. Listen not just with your ears, but with your heart. Understand that your spouse is not just a transmitter of words, but a complex person with emotions, experiences, and perspectives that might differ from yours. Conflict, on the other hand, is like a fire. It can either burn your marriage down or forge it into something stronger. It all depends on how you handle it. Remember, conflict is not a battle to win, but an opportunity to understand and grow. So when the heat of disagreement starts to flare, don't fan the flames with harsh words or actions. Instead, use the cooling balm of patience and forgiveness. External pressures can feel like a heavy weight, pressing down on your marriage. It could be financial stress, health issues, or pressures from work or family. But don't let these weights crush you. Lean on each other, share the burden, and together, you'll find the strength to carry it. And above all, remember to rely on prayer. It's like a lifeline, connecting you to the ultimate source of strength, wisdom, and love. In prayer, you'll find the peace to weather any storm, the understanding to bridge any communication gap, and the forgiveness to resolve any conflict. So when challenges arise, don't view them as roadblocks, but as stepping stones. Each one is an opportunity to grow, to understand, to forgive, and to draw closer to each other and to God. With God at the center of your marriage, there is no challenge that you cannot overcome. Let's quickly recap what we have discussed. We began by recognizing the importance of marriage in Christian life, reminding ourselves that it's not just a contract but a covenant, a sacred bond before God. We then navigated through the pillars of a healthy Christian marriage, emphasizing commitment, love, respect, and the importance of faith in holding a marriage together. We moved on to practical tips for growing your marriage. We highlighted the significance of communication, forgiveness, and spending quality time together. Remember, it's the small, everyday gestures that build a strong, enduring relationship. We also tackled how to overcome challenges in marriage. We stressed that no marriage is without its storms, but with faith, perseverance, and God's grace, these trials can be weathered. As we step into 2024, let's carry these lessons with us, nurturing our marriages to reflect God's love and grace. May your marriage be a reflection of God's love and grace. Stay blessed.